Hi, welcome once more to Mr. Max. In this lesson, we are going to revise from September 2019 Eastern Cape Province. September 2019 Eastern Cape Trigonometry section. That is question number 5, 6 and 7. Okay. So let's start question number 5. 5.1. Complete the following identities. Question number 5.1. 5.1. What is that one? Complete the following identities. What is the first question? 5.1.1. Cos squared A plus sine squared A. Cos squared A plus sine square A. It's like a grade 10 question. Okay. What is this cos squared A plus sine squared A? You studied that sine squared A plus cos squared A. That's the only difference. Okay. So cos squared A plus sine squared A is the same as sine squared A plus cos squared A. So what is the answer? The answer is 1. How many marks? 1 mark. Okay. Then the next question is 5.1.2. What is that one? Cos squared A minus sine squared A. Cos squared A minus sine square A. Can you say what is the answer? You know, in your class, when you study double angle, okay, you studied 3 formulas for the double angle of cos 2a. Do you remember what are the formulas? The first formula is 2 cos squared a minus 1. Did you study a formula like this? Okay. Then the second one is 1 minus 2 sine square a. And the third formula is cos squared a minus sine square a. So is it not this one, the cos squared a minus sine squared a? So what is that one? Cos 2a. So the answer for this question is cos squared a minus sine squared a is cos 2a. That's also 1 mark. That's a simple question. Okay. Now let's go to the next question. Question number 5.2. Okay. Question number 5.2. What is that question? Question number 5.2. P2 comma K is a point on the Cartesian plane such that OP is equal to 3 units. So there is a Cartesian plane given like this, and this is P2 comma K, and this angle is theta. This is theta. Excuse me. And this is the y-axis and x-axis, and it is given that OP, this is OP is and this is the point T. That's the x-axis. Okay, so this is the Cartesian plane given, and it is given that the point P2 comma K is a point on the Cartesian plane such that OP is 3 units, and reflex angle TOP is equal to theta. That means this angle is theta as shown in the diagram below, and the diagram also given there. Okay. Now what is the first question? 5.2.1. 5.2.1. What is that question? Calculate the value of k. Leave your answer in SAT form. So you have to find the value of this k. K is this one. Okay, and leave the answer in SAT form. Okay, so here you can see that 2 comma k, the point P is 2 comma k. That means the x value is 2 and the y value represent k. Am I right? X value is 2 and the y value is k. Okay. Okay. Now what is this 3? What is this 3? Normally we are taking the radius or a hypotenuse. Okay, we are taking this length as a hypotenuse. So r is 3. So what are the values that we know now? X is 2, y is k, and r is equal to 3. And the question is, you have to find the value of k. That means you have to find the value of y. Okay, so anyway, what is the formula? That what is the Pythagoras theorem? X square plus y square is equal to r square. That is the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so here what is x? X is 2. So x square, that means 2 square, plus y square. What is y? y is equal to k. So it is k square is equal to r square. What is r? 3. So it is 3 square. Okay, so now we have to find this k. Our question is to find the value of k. Okay, so k square is equal to find this k square, you have to take this 2 square to the other side. Am I right? Okay, so what is 3 square? 9. Then this 2 squared is 4. So if you take that 4 to the other side, it is minus 4. Am I right? Okay, so it means that k squared is equal to 9 minus 4 is 5. So what is k? Therefore k is equal to what? K square is 5. So what is k? Plus or minus root 5. Am I right? So you have to write both the answers, either plus root 5 or minus root 5. K squared is 5, then k is equal to plus or minus root 5. So tell me, what is this k representing? K representing y. So look at this one. Here this is y, and you know this is the y axis. Am I right? So here is a y positive or negative? On this part below the x-axis, y is negative. So which k value is correct? Negative root 5. Am I right? Because at this point k or y value, k stands for y. Okay, y value is negative. So it implies that even though here we have two k values, plus root 5 or minus root 5, you have to specify which one is correct. Okay, so it implies that k is minus root 5, and that is the answer. So now we know that the value of k is equal to, okay, let me write it here, minus root 5. Okay, k value is minus root 5. Okay, so that is question number 5.2.1. now let's go to the next question, 5.2.2. okay, question number 5.2.2. question number 5.2.2. What is that question? Hence determine the value of the following. Hence determine, that means we have to use the answer of the previous question to find the answer of this question. Okay, that is why that word hence is there. Okay, hence determine the value of the following. So what is a? What is question number a? 5.2.2a. Tan of theta minus 180. Tan of theta minus 180. Okay, so here how can you answer this one? Tan of theta minus 180. We studied the reduction formula like this. Tan of, for example, 180 minus theta. We studied like this. But here what is written? Theta minus 180. So what I'm going to do here, first I'm going to write this one like this. Then I'm going to apply the reduction formula. Okay, so how can I write this one like this? So look at what I'm going to write, is equal to tan of, okay, then I'm going to take a minus as common factor. So it is, then I'm going to write it like this, 180 minus theta. Tell me, is it the same as this one? Is the same as this one? Yes, of course it's the same, because look at this one. If I expand the bracket, minus into 180 is minus 180. Minus into minus theta. Minus into minus is positive. So it is positive theta. So it means that here it is positive theta. So theta minus 180, you can write it like that, minus of 180 minus theta. Okay, now tell me, how many of you remember this one? What is tan of minus theta? Many times, many questions I explain this one. Tan of minus theta is minus tan theta. Am I right? Okay, so similarly, tan of minus an angle, theta is an angle. Okay, here what is the angle? This 180 minus theta is the angle. Okay, so tan of minus theta. Okay, you have to consider this as theta. 180 minus theta is your theta. So tan of minus that angle. So how can you write like this? Minus tan that angle. So here this one we can write it as this minus outside, minus tan 180 minus theta. Okay, so 180 minus theta is in which quadrant? You know, this is 180. Okay, 180 minus theta means it's on the second quadrant. Am I right? 180 minus theta is on the second. This is third quadrant. How can you write? 180 plus theta. Here it is 180 minus theta. So here this one is 180 minus theta. This is 180 plus theta. Okay. So 180 minus theta, second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? You have to know the reduction formula. Then only you can do this type of question. Second quadrant, what is positive? Sine is positive. Here what? Tan. So it is negative. Am I right? Okay. So look at how I am going to write. Equal to is equal to this minus is this one. Okay. Now 180 minus theta, you know, when you are applying reduction formulas, you have to think in this order. Okay. So 180 minus theta is in which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? Sine is positive. Here what? Tan. So it is negative. You understand? That order you have to ask yourself. 180 minus theta is in which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? Sine is positive. Here what? Tan. So it is negative. Then if it is based on 180 or 360, no change in the trigonometry. That means here it is tan. So the answer also we have to write it as tan. But if it is 90 or 270, you know that you have to you are supposed to write the cofunction. If you are converting based on 90 or 270, you have to write it as cofunction. But here it is 180, so you have to write the same trigonometry here. Okay, minus tan theta. So what is this minus minus? That is positive. So it is positive tan theta. Now tell me, what is tan in terms of x, y and r? Tan means opposite side by hypotenuse. Tan means opposite side by adjacent side. Am I right? Okay. So tan means opposite side by adjacent side. That means opposite side we represented with y and adjacent side we represented with the x. Am I right? Okay. So let me repeat once more that same one. This is r, this is x, this is capital Y, then this is small letter y, small letter r, small letter x, and this is our angle theta. So what is tan theta? Opposite side, that is y, divided by adjacent side, that is x. Okay, always try to remember. Now you are metric students, you have to remember this one. X representing adjacent side, y representing opposite side, and r representing hypotenuse. Okay, so and also you have to know the definitions of tan theta, sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta. What is tan theta? Opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side we represented with the y, adjacent side we represented with the x. Okay, so in our case, what is y? Y is minus root 5. Am I right? Okay, so minus that one is equal to, this is equal to minus root to 5 over, now what is x? X is 2. So it is minus root 5 by 2. And that is the answer of question number A. Okay. Now let's move to the next question, question number B. Okay, let's go to the next question, question number B. What is that one? Question number B. 1 minus sine square 2 theta divided by 1 minus 2 sine square theta. You have to find the value of 1 minus sine square 2 theta divided by 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Okay, so this type of questions, listen very carefully. You must have to know the formulas correctly without any mistake. Okay, without any mistake, you must have to know all the formulas or all the identities. Otherwise, when you have a question like this, you will make mistakes. Okay, so here look at this one, 1 minus sine square 2 theta. Maybe some of you are thinking that, is it not that cos 2 theta? Yeah, I studied something like that. 1 minus 2 1 minus I studied something like this, 1 minus sine squared 2 theta is cos 2 theta. Actually, is it like that you studied? No, it is not like that you studied. You can't write this 1 minus sine square. I'm talking about the numerator. You can't write it cos 2 theta. Why? Because the formula, the actual formula you studied is there is a 2 here. Do you have that 2 here? No. Then how can you write it like this? It's not possible. Okay. But look at this one. 1 minus 2 sine square theta. 1 minus 2 sine squared. Here it is theta. So let me cancel this one. So 1 minus 2 sine square theta. That is cos 2 theta. Okay, here denominator you can write it as cos 2 theta, but numerator you can't write it as cos 2 theta. Okay, so what is that numerator now? 1 minus this one, 1 minus sine square 2 theta. What is that one? So for that one, this is what I said, you must have to know the formula correctly without any mistake. Okay, so the formula that you studied is, if I write it like this, sine square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta. What is the answer? Sine square 2 theta plus cos square 2 theta. The answer is 1. Okay, maybe some of you are now you are thinking, sir, that is not what we studied. We studied a formula like this: sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Then how here it is 2 theta, then how can you write it as 1? No, 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 no. Here what is this 2 theta or theta stands for? Angle. Okay, so sine square, let me say sine squared, let's say sine squared America plus cos squared America. So it's the same, I'm just joking. Okay, so it's the same angle. Okay, then the answer is 1. Sine squared the angle plus cos squared angle is equal to this one. 2 must be the same, then only you can write it as 1. Okay, if it is different, if it is 3 theta here, then you can't write it as 1. Okay, anyway, so here theta theta, here 2 theta 2 theta, that's only difference. Anyway, it's representing angle, so we can write it as 1. Okay, so here from this equation, what is this cos squared 2 theta? What is this cos squared 2 theta? Cos squared 2 theta. What is that one? Take this sine squared 2 theta to the other side. That is this 1 minus sine square 2 theta. Am I right? Is it not that one? This 1 minus sine square 2 theta. So what we can write? Cos square 2 theta. Okay. So here this one is cos squared 2 theta. Cos squared 2 theta. Okay, so now what about the denominator? 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Have you seen that one before? Yeah, 1 minus sine squared theta is look at this one, cos 2 theta. What are the expansions? You studied the 3 identities: cos 2 theta, double angle. What are that one? Cos squared theta minus sine squared theta, either this one. Okay, or second one is 2 cos squared theta minus 1. And what is the third one? 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Okay, so look at the last one, 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Is it not that as cos 2 theta? Okay, so 1 minus 2 sine squared theta. Instead of this 1 minus 2 sine squared theta, we can write it as cos 2 theta. So this one is cos 2 theta. So now look at this, cos squared 2 theta divided by cos 2 theta. We can cancel 1 cos 2 theta. Am I right? So we cancel 1 cos 2 theta, and here, so what is remaining? Cos 2 theta. Okay. Now, what is the question? You have to determine the values of the following. So now here excuse me, here cos 2 theta. So what is the definition of cos? Cos is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Is it not so? Okay, so here there is a problem. We can't write based on these values. Okay, we already got the value of y as y is minus root 5. Okay, so definition of cos is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Okay, so adjacent side is x divided by hypotenuse r. Okay, so now maybe you are thinking that okay, adjacent side is 2, so it is 2 over hypotenuse is r, 2 over 3, but that one is wrong. Do you know why? This one, what is the angle? Here it is theta. So these x and y are based on this angle theta. But what we have here, cos 2 theta, not the same angle. Do you understand? Okay. So here it is theta, but here we got the cos 2 theta. So first of all, you have to convert this into theta, this 2 theta into theta. So we know many definition of cos 2 theta. Okay, so we can write any one of that one. Okay, let me write 1 minus 2 sine square theta. You know that definition. Okay, cos 2 theta, that is 1 minus 2 sine square theta, or you can write it like this also, 2 cos squared theta minus 1, then substitute the value of cos theta. Okay, or we can write cos squared theta minus sine square theta. All of these are different expansion for cos 2 theta. Okay, so anyway, any one of that one you have to write. So any any one of the expansion you can write for cos 2 theta, either this one or this one or this one. Okay, it doesn't matter, you will get the same answer. Okay, so here I wrote 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Now this one, 1 minus 2, what is the definition of sine? Opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite side we represented with the y, hypotenuse we represented with the r. So it is y over r the whole square. Why it is square? Sine theta is y over r. So sine square theta, that means y over r square. Okay, so now we have to substitute the values here. So what is that one? 1 minus 2 times y is minus root 5 divided by r is 3, the whole square. Okay, so now simplify. So 2 into minus root 5 square, minus square is positive. Okay, then root 5 square is 5. Root 5 square, you can check in your calculator what is root 5 square, that is 5, divided by 3 square is 9. Okay, so now you have to simplify. 9 times 1, that is 9, minus 2 into 5 is 10 over 9. So this is a simple method. 9 times 1 is 9, that 9 is this, minus, then 2 times 5 is 10. So what is answer? Minus 1 over 9. So it means that the value of 1 minus sine square 2 theta divided by 1 minus 2 sine square theta is minus 1 over 9. Okay, so that is question number 5.2.2b. Now let's move to the next question, 5.3. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 5.3. Determine without use of a calculator the value of sine of minus 200 times cos 310 plus tan of minus 135 times cos 380 times sine 230. So you have to find the value of this one without using calculator. Okay, so now let's start. Here sine of minus 200, you know, sine of minus theta, how can you write that one? Minus sine theta, am I right? Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So similarly, sine of minus 200, that is minus sine 200. Okay, then cos of 310, 310 is in which quadrant? 310, 310 is, this is 270, and this one is 360. So 310 is on the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, how can you write? 360 minus theta. Okay, so here into cos of 360 minus 360 minus which number is 310? 50, am I right? Okay, so 360 minus 50, then tan of minus theta. What is tan of minus theta? Yeah, that is minus tan theta. Tan of minus theta is minus tan theta, that you have to know. Okay, so plus, I mean, yeah, okay, plus minus tan 135 into cos of 380. 380 is in which quadrant? This is 360. So 380 again back to first quadrant. So first quadrant, how can you write? 360 plus theta. Am I right? Okay. So this one we can write it as cos of 360 plus 360 plus which number is 380? 20. Am I right? Okay. So here this one is cos of 360 plus 20 times. Then last one, sine 230. 230 is in which quadrant? 230 is in the third quadrant. Third quadrant, what is positive? Yeah, you know that tan is positive. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so 230 third quadrant, how can you write? 180 plus theta. Am I right? Third quadrant, 180 plus theta. So here, how can you write? Times sine of 180 plus 180 plus which number is 230? 180 plus 50 is 230. So 180 plus 50. Okay, so now we have to move to the next step. So what is the next step? This minus sine 200, again you have to write minus sine of 200, which quadrant? 200 is, this is 180. So 200 is in the third quadrant. Third quadrant, how can you write? 180 plus theta. So it is minus of sine 180 plus theta. I mean, not theta. 180 plus which number is 200? That is what you want to check. 180 plus which number is 200? 180 plus 20. Okay. Then cos of 360. Now we have to apply reduction formula. Okay. 360 minus 50. 360 minus 50. Which quadrant is that? Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, what is positive? Fourth quadrant, cos is positive. Here what? Here also cos. So it is positive. Okay. So listen once more in that order. Okay. 360 minus 50 is in which quadrant? Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, what is positive? Cos is positive. Here what? Cos. So it is positive. So now, is there any change in if it is based on 360, no change. Okay, no change in the trigonometry. That means here cos, here also cos of the acute angle 50. Okay, then plus times minus, that is minus. Now tan 135, 135 is in which quadrant? 135 is before 180, am I right? That means in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, how can you write? 180 minus theta, am I right, guys? Okay, so tan of this one, I'm going to write 180 minus theta. So 180 minus which number is 135? That is what you want to check. So how can you find the answer? This 180 minus 135, you can subtract. So what is 180 minus 135? 45. So it means that 180 minus 45 is 135. Okay, then times cos of 360 plus 20. 360 plus 20. 360 plus 20 means first quadrant. First quadrant, what is positive? All positive. So it doesn't matter sine, cos or tan. Okay, so cos is positive. Then if it is based on 360, no change. If it is based on 180 or 360, no change in the trigonometry. So here cos, here also you have to write cos, then the acute angle 20. Now the last one, 180 plus 50. This one is 180 plus 50. 180 plus 50 means third quadrant. 180 plus theta. Okay, so 180 plus 50 means third quadrant. Third quadrant, what is positive? Tan is positive. Here what? Sine. So it is going to be negative. Listen once more. 180 plus 50 is in which quadrant? Third quadrant. Third quadrant, what is positive? Tan is positive. Here what? Sine. So it is negative. So negative, look at where I put the negative on top. Okay, otherwise next step you will be confused. So negative, then if it is based on 180 or 360 horizontal line, no change in the trigonometry. So here sine, then the acute angle 50. Okay, so we are up to there now. Now the next step is equal to minus, okay, 180 plus 20. 180 plus 20 means which quadrant is that? 180 plus, that is third quadrant. Third quadrant, what is positive? Tan is positive. Here what? Sine. So it is another negative. Okay, so this negative already there. Okay, then how do you get this negative? You have to answer yourself. You have to ask yourself these questions in that order. 180 plus 20 is in which quadrant? 180 plus, that means third quadrant. Third quadrant, what is positive? Tan is positive. Here what? Sine. So it is negative. Then if it is based on 180 or 360 horizontal line, no change in the trigonometry. That is, it is sine itself. So sine, then the acute angle. Acute angle is 20 times. Then here it is cos 50 minus. Now look at this one. This dot stands for multiplication. This dot stands for multiplication. So all of these terms are multiplied. Okay, so now look at this. This minus times, there is a minus here. That means that minus and this minus is going to be positive. Okay, so here we are supposed to write plus. Then 180, tan of 180 minus 45. 180 minus means which quadrant? 180 minus is a second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? Here you know that here sine is positive. Okay, so here what? Tan. Oh, again back. Okay, so we can see, yeah, 180 minus, it is tan. Now it is negative, then tan of 45. So listen once more, guys. 180 minus 45 is in which quadrant? Second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? Sine is positive. Here what? Tan. So it is negative. Again there is a negative. Okay, then tan 45. Now the remaining cos 20, then We already solved this minus. Am I right? Previous, that is why minus times minus is, we wrote this plus. So we don't want to write that minus again. So it is sine 50. Now look at this one. Tan 45. Is it not a special angle, that one? Tan 45 is a, what is an answer? You know, you have to know the special angles. Tan 45 is, answer is 1. Okay, so this one is 1. So here it is negative. So plus into minus is minus. So next step, minus into minus, that is plus. Then sine 20 into cos 50. Then minus, plus into minus is minus. Tan 45 is 1. So 1 into the remaining cos 20 into sine 50. So 1 times that one is the same thing. 1 times any number is, or anything is, same answer. Okay, so this one, let me write it once more. So here it is equal to sine 20 into cos 50 minus cos 20 into sine 50. Okay, so now how you see this one before? Which format is this one? Sine 20 into cos 50 minus cos 20 into sine 50. Is it not, if I call this one, this 20 as A and this 50 as B. Don't forget, we call 20 as A. Where is 20? This one. That is our A, and this 50 as B. So this is our B. So try to read that one in terms of A and B. Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Is it not so? So what is that one? Yeah, you studied that sin of A minus B is sin A cos B plus sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. So actually this one is sin of, you know, what is the formula that you studied? Sin of A minus B. What is the expansion? Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. This is the formula you studied. Okay, is it not like that? Sin A cos B, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. So what we can write? Sin of A minus B. Okay, so here this one, we can write it as sin of A minus B. So A is 20 minus B is 50. Okay, so that is sin of A minus B. So here, what is 20 minus B? 20 minus 50, that is minus 30. Okay, so sin of minus 30. Okay, now what is sin of minus 30? You know, sin of minus theta. We already did something like that here. There I said the sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So sin of minus 30, that is the same as minus sin 30. What is the value? Sin 30 is a special angle, is it not so? What is the value of sin 30? 1 over 2. So that one is minus 1 over 2. So it means that the value of this expression is minus half. Okay, so that is question number 5.3. Now let's move to the next question, 5.4. Okay. Okay, next question, question number 5.4. Question number 5.4. What is that question? Sin 2 theta plus, prove the following identity. Okay, sin 2 theta, you have to prove that sin 2 theta plus cos of 2 theta minus 90 is equal to 4 sin theta cos theta. So you have to prove that this left hand side, sin 2 theta plus cos 2 theta minus 90 is right hand side. Okay, so let's take the left hand side first. So what is the left hand side? Sine 2 theta plus cos 2 theta minus 90. Okay, so left hand side is equal to sine 2 theta. We can do it later, that one. Then what about this 2 theta minus 90? Reduction formula, we know only 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta. Okay, but here it is 2 theta minus 90. So first of all, we have to convert this one into 90 minus 2 theta. Am I right? Okay, in the form that we know, 90 minus theta and 90 plus theta and 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, like that. Okay, so here how can we convert this into 90 minus theta, 90 minus 2 theta? So what we have to do is, look at how I am going to write. Cos of, I took a minus common factor, then I write it like this: 90 minus 2 theta. Is it not the same thing? Minus into 90, minus 90, minus into minus 2 theta. Minus into minus is positive, positive 2 theta. Look at this, positive 2 theta. So this one is correct. Okay, now at the same time, what is cos of minus a? Let's say cos of minus a. Yeah, cos of minus a is the same as positive cos a. Okay, so you have to know this one. What is sine of minus a? That is minus sine a. Tan of minus a, that is minus tan a. So the only difference is for this cos. Cos of minus a is positive cos a. So look at this one. Cos of minus an angle. A representing an angle. So here the angle is 90 minus 2 theta. So cos of minus an angle, that is the same as positive cos that angle. Okay. So next step, sine 2 theta plus, this one we can write it as positive cos 90 minus 2 theta. Okay, now tell me, 90 minus 2 theta is in which quadrant? 90 minus, this is 90. Okay, 90 minus means it's in the first quadrant. First quadrant all are positive. Am I right? So here this one is also positive. So it is sine 2 theta plus, this one is positive. So here also it is positive. Then if it is based on 90 or 270, vertical line 90 or 270, you have to change to its cofunction. What is the cofunction of cos? It is sine. So it is based on 90, so we have to change to its cofunction, that is sine, then the angle 2 theta. So plus into plus is plus. So actually this one is sine 2 theta plus sine 2 theta. What is 2? When you add 2 sine 2 thetas, that is 2 sine 2 theta. Sine 2 theta plus sine 2 theta. What is let's say a plus a? What's the answer? 2a. Similarly, sine 2 theta plus sine 2 theta is 2 sine 2 theta. So now look at the right hand side. What we want? 4 sine cos theta. Okay, so what we can do here? We got sine 2 theta and we want the answer as 4 sine theta cos theta. So the sine 2 theta is a double angle. We can expand that one. What is the formula? This 2 is this one. Then what is the expansion of this one? 2 sine theta cos theta. Am I right? So now 2 times 2 is 4 sine theta cos theta, and that is what we want to prove. That is RHS. So we proved left hand side is equal to right hand side. Okay, that is question number 5.4. Now let's move to question number 5.5. Okay, question number 5.5. Next question, 5.5. What is that question? Solve for x, That means you have to find the values of x. Okay, and what is the question? 10 raised to sin x plus 10 raised to sin x plus 1 is equal to 110, where minus 360 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 360. You have to find the values of x, where 10 raised to sin x plus 10 raised to sin x plus 1 is equal to 110. Okay, so here how can you find the value of x? This one. So for that, what you have to do is, look at this second term, 10 raised to sin x plus 1. In exponents, you studied a formula like this, a raised to, okay, let me write it here, a raised to m times a raised to n. A raised to m times a raised to n. How can you write? A raised to m plus n. Am I right? Okay, or a raised to m plus n, we can write it as a raised to m into a raised to n. We can split it like that. Okay, similarly here 10 raised to sin x plus 1 we can split into 10 raised to sin x into 10 raised to 1. This 10 raised to sin x into 10 raised to 1. So look at how I'm going to write the first step. 10 raised to sin x plus this one, I'm going to split it as 10 raised to sin x into 10 raised to 1. Okay, a raised to m into a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. So a raised to m plus n is a raised to m into a raised to n. Okay, like this. Then that is equal to 110. So here you can see there are two terms. This is the first term and this is the second term. Is there any common factor there? Yeah, of course, this 10 raised to sin x is a common factor. So take that common factor, that is 10 raised to sin x. I took it as common factor. So what is remaining here? We took all of that 10 raised to sin x as common factor. So the remaining is 1 plus, from here I took this 10 raised to sin x as common factor. So remaining is only this 10 raised to 1, that is 10. 10 raised to 1 is 10 is equal to 111. So now 1 plus 10 is 11. So this is 10 raised to sin x into 11 is equal to 110. Okay, so it is multiplication. This dot stands for multiplication. So if I want to take this 11 to the other side, it is division. Is it not so? Okay, so now that one is 10 raised to sin x is equal to, I'm going to take this 11 to the other side. So it is 110 divided by 11. Okay, so 10 raised to, excuse me, 110 divided by 11 is, it is 10. So here 10 means what is the exponent? Exponent is 1. Am I right? Okay, so 10 means here the exponent is 1. So here look at this one. Here the bases are the same, 10, 10. So what we can write? The exponents are equal, or we can equate the exponent. That means it implies that sin x is equal to 1. Okay, so from here what is x? X is equal to sin inverse of 1. Okay, so check in your calculator or okay, fine. Here a sin inverse of 1 is, what is the sin inverse of 1? Sin 90 is 1, you know that. Okay, so sin inverse of 1 is 90, but here you have to consider the other values also. It implies that it implies x is equal to 90. Why it is sin inverse of 1? Check in your calculator. What is sin inverse of 1? It is 90. Okay, so sin of 90 is 1. So it means that x is 90. Is there any value? Look at the domain. We want to write all the values from minus 360 to 360. Okay. So what about sine of minus 270? Check in your calculator what is minus 270. Sine of minus 270 is also positive 1. So it means that another value for x is minus 270. Okay, so x is equal to 90 and x is equal to minus 270. Okay, so those are the values. So here the question is solve for x. So we solve for x, we solved that is x is equal to 90 and x is equal to minus 270. Okay. So that is question number 5.5. Now let's move to question number 6. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Question number 6. Question number 6. What is that one? The graph below shows part of the function f of x is equal to sine 2x from 0 to 180. So there is a graph drawn, and the equation of that one is f of x is equal to sine 2x and it is drawn from 0 to 180. Okay, now what is the first question? 6.1. Okay, before I go to the next question, let me draw that graph, then after that from there I will explain the next question. Okay, okay, so there is a graph drawn like this in your question paper. Okay, and what is the first question? 6.1. Question number 6.1. What is that question? On the grid provided in the answer book, complete the graph of f for the interval minus 90 to 180. So here the question is to complete this graph. Complete this graph means here you can see that this for on this part they didn't draw the graph. So you have to complete this one. Okay. So what you can do? You have to take your calculator and first you have to type this equation in your calculator. Okay, for the interval of 30, here you can see that 30 60 90, that means the interval is 30. Okay, so first take your calculator, make sure that the memory is clear. How can you clear the memory? Shift number 9 then 3 all, that means 3 then equals AC. Okay, so those who don't know this one, just rewind that one, rewind this video and watch it again what I explained. Okay, now we have to type this equation. So how can you type? Press mod then 3 table. Now it is f of x is equal to, so our equation we have to type sine 2x. X how can you type? Alpha then that close bracket. Okay, so sine 2x, close that bracket. Then now it is asking g of x. There is no second graph, so you can just keep press a equal to. Start is minus 90, so start is minus 90 and actually we don't want up to here 180. Okay, so okay, let's say end is 0. We don't want it, it's already there. Okay, so end it's a 0. Normally we are giving up to 180, the end is the last number. Okay, but in our question we just want to know what are these three values, that's all. Okay, so minus end is start minus 90 end 0. Now step means the interval. What is the interval here? Minus 30. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take an interval of 15, because here you can see that this maximum one is in between this 30 and 60. You can look at your graph in the question paper. Okay, this one is in between 30 and 60, that means somewhere 45. Okay, so actually the graph, in the graph you want the middle of this 30 also. Okay, so it's better to take the interval of 15. Okay, so step I'm going to type 15. Interval of 15 means in the interval of 15. Okay, so here are the values: minus 90, 0, minus 90 is 0, and for minus 70, minus 75, it is minus 0.5, that is minus 0.5 here, and minus 60, minus 8.6, then minus 45, minus 1, minus 45 is minus 1, minus 30, minus 8.6, then minus 15, minus 0.5, then 0, it is 0. So here this is the remaining part of that f of x is equal to sine 2x graph. That is the first question. So here in this question, this part is already given in the graph paper, so you just want to complete that graph like this. Okay, so that is question number 6.1. Okay, now what is the next question? Question number 6.2. On the same grid, draw the graph of g of x is equal to cos x minus 30 for the interval minus 90 to 180. So there is another equation given, and what is that equation? G of x, and that is 6.2. There is another equation given, g of x, that is cos of x minus 30, cos of x minus 30, and here the question is to draw this graph cos of x minus 30 in the interval minus 90 to 180. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this graph using this calculator method. Okay, so f of x is like first we have to clear the memory, so it is shift 9 3 equals AC. Okay, once more, let me repeat once more: shift 9 3 AC, sorry, equals then AC. Okay, so now the memory is clear. Now we have to type this equation, g of x is equal to. Okay, so now for that, mod 3, so f of x we don't want. Okay, so f of x or g of x, you have to know that. Okay, we have to consider this as f of x. Okay, so doesn't matter f of x or g of x. Here you can see that f of x is equal to, that is the first one, and if you press equal to, it is not going to g of x. Okay, because once if you type this equation, then only it will go to the next equation, g of x. You can draw two graphs simultaneously using this calculator. Okay, that is why they give f of x, and next step it is g of x. Okay, but here doesn't matter. Here we can type this g of x as f of x here. Okay, so what is here? Cos of x minus 30. So cos of x minus 30. So I hope now you know how to type x. How can you type? Alpha, this close bracket, that is x. Okay, then minus 30. Now after you type f of x is equal to cos of x minus 30 in your calculator, equal to g of x. So we already typed that g of x as f of x. This one we are going to draw this graph. Okay, now just equal to, we don't want to type any g of x. Now what is the next question? Start is from minus 90, so it is minus 90, again equal to end, the last number is domain 180, so end is 180 step. So here I'm not going to take a 15 as an interval, I'm going to take a 30 as an interval like this. Okay, so I'm going to take 30 as the interval, that is step is 30. Now you can see all the points coming here. Okay, so you just want to mark those points. So for minus 90 it is minus 0.5, minus 0.5, minus 90. Now minus 60 0, then minus 30 0.5, minus 30 0.5, 0 8.6, 8.6, 31, 30, it's 1. Then 60, 8.6. Then 90, 0.5. Then 120, 0. 150 minus 0.5. 180 minus 8.6. Now after you mark all those points, you just connect that one. Okay. So this is the graph of g of x is equal to cos of x minus 30. Okay. So that is question number 6.2. Now we have to move to the next question. Question number 6.3. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Question number 6.3. Question number 6.3. What is question number 6.3? Calculate the solution to the equation sin 2x is equal to cos x minus 30. Calculate the solution to the equation sin 2x is equal to cos of x minus 30. And you have to find the solution means you have to find the x values, okay, and which interval from minus 90 to positive 90. That means you have to find the x values from minus 90 to positive 90. You have to find the exact x values. You have to find the x values satisfying this condition. Sin 2x is equal to cos of x minus 30. Okay, actually what is the sin 2x? Is it not that our f of x? Okay, so actually this one is f of x, and what is this cos x minus 30? The one that we draw now, that is g of x. Am I right? So that is g of x. So it means that here the question is you have to find the x values where f of x is equal to g of x. And I hope now you know what is the meaning of f of x is equal to g of x. It means that the point of intersection of both the graphs. Point of intersection of both the graphs means, look at this point. At this point, both the graphs are intersecting. Am I right? Crossing each other. Okay. So it means that at this point, what is the x value? That is the meaning of the question. Okay. Then which other points? There is one point here. Okay. And you have to find what is the x value of that point. Okay. And there is another intersecting point. That means you have to find what is the x value of this point. You understand? Okay, so in effect, how many x values you have to find? 3 x values. Am I right? Why 3 x value? There is another intersecting point here, you can see that. But in this question, look at the question. The domain is from minus 90 to positive 90. So we don't want to find the x value for this point. You understand? We don't want to find what is x value here. Okay, but we have to know what is the x value at this point, what is the x value at this point, what is the x value at this point. You understand? Okay, so anyway, so you have to find the x value where f of x is equal to g of x. Okay, so let's write that one once more. This equation, let me write it here. Sin 2x is equal to cos of x minus 30. So here maybe in your class you studied sin 2x is equal to cos x minus 30. If in case if here it is sine, then sine of an angle is equal to sine of an angle. Then we can say that two angles are equal. But unfortunately here it is cos. So we can't write a 2x is equal to x minus 30. Do you understand? Guys, what I'm saying that sine of x is equal to sine of y. Here on the left side, what is a trigonometry? Sine. Right side, what is a trigonometry? Sine. And then we are saying that this sine of x is equal to sine of y. So it means that if it is like this, then we can say that x is equal to y. These both the angles are equal. Okay, so in both sides, if it is sine and they are equal, it means that the angles are equal. Okay, but here in our case, here it is sine, but here it is cos. Okay, so now I'm thinking, is it possible for me to change this cos to sine? Yes, it is possible. How can we change to sine? Look at how I'm going to write. Sine of 2x is equal to sine of, then this one I'm going to write it 90 minus x minus 30. Okay, so this cos I can write it as sine if I write it like this, 90 minus x minus 30. Maybe listen once more, those who didn't understand that one. Excuse me. Here in small classes you studied, for example, sine 30. How can you write this one in cos? That is cos of 60. Sine 30 is equal to cos of 60. Another example, cos let's say 20. Sine of what? Sine of 70. Do you know how can you write like this? Do you remember how can you write like this? Okay, listen here. Sine 30 is equal to cos 60. How do I get this 60? What I did is, this 60 is 90 minus this angle. You understand? So if you want to write this sine as cos, this sine as cos, what must I write? Sine cos of 90 minus this angle. Similarly, if I want to write this cos as sine, what must I do? 90 minus 20, this angle. How do you get this 70? I wrote it as 90 minus 20. Okay, so cos 20 is the same as sine 70. How do I get this sine 70? Sine of 90 minus this angle. Okay, how do I get this cos of 60? Cos of 90 minus this angle. You understand? Similarly, if I want to write this cos as sine, this is the angle here. X minus 30 is the angle. Okay, so if I want to write this cos as sine, what must I do? 90 minus that angle. Here the angle is x minus 30. Okay, so now look at this, both the sides, left side and right side, both are sine. So what we can write? If both the sides are the same trigonometry, and then we can equate the angles. Okay, so it implies that here the angle is 2x is equal to, here the angle is 90 minus x minus 30. Okay, 90 minus x minus 30. Okay, then here we are trying to find the general solution. Okay, so what we have to do is plus k 360 degree. Okay, so let's see what is this one. 2x is equal to, we can expand this bracket, minus into x is minus x, minus into minus 30, minus times minus is plus 30, plus k 360 degrees. Okay, so what is that one? Take this minus x to the other side, so it is positive x. So what is 2x plus x? Can I write directly 3x? Okay, 2x, this minus x is on the other side, plus x. That means 2x plus x is 3x is equal to 90 plus 30, 120 plus k 360. Okay, so now divide throughout with 3, because I want to find x. Okay. So this 3 and 3 cancel. So what is remaining? X is equal to 120 divided by 3. Check in your calculator. 440 plus k, this one 120. So I got one solution. that is 40 plus k 120. Okay, so this is a general solution. We don't want to find general. Question is not to find the general solution. Question is to find the exact values of solve for x. That means you have to find the exact values at this point, exact value of x at this point, exact value of x at this point. That is what we want to find. Okay, so to find that one, what you have to do here, what is the meaning of this k? K is an integer. K can take any value, 0, 1, positive 1, 2, 3, or negative 1, negative 2, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, in this general equation, I'm going to substitute, first I'm going to substitute ks. Now look at the first solution. We want an answer between minus 60 and minus 90. Am I right? Okay, we want an answer between minus 60 and minus 90. The intersecting point lies between minus 60 and minus 90. So now I'm thinking, what value must I substitute for this k, so that I will get a value between minus 60 and minus 90. So now look at this one. If I substitute k as minus 1, I'm going to substitute k as minus 1. So what is x? X is equal to 40 minus 1 into 120. Am I right? Minus 1 times 120. So excuse me, that is 40 minus 120. 40 minus 120 is minus 80. Can you see that this point lies between minus 60 and minus 90? So what is that point? Minus 80. Okay, so we are done with this point. X value at that point is minus 80. Okay, now what about here, this point? What is the x value? So there you can see that that point lies between 30 and 60. Am I right? Okay, that point lies between 30 and 60. So it means that if I substitute the value k as 0 here, what is that one? 40 plus 0 into 120, that is 40. Do you understand? So substitute k is equal to 0. So now what is that one? This is our equation. Okay, so x is equal to 40 plus 0 into 120. So x is equal to 0 times 120 is 0. So 40 plus 0 is 40. So it means that at this point the value of x is 40. So now we have to find one more point. At this point, what is the value of x? So there you can see that that point lies between 60 and 90. So if I want to get 60, between 60 and 90, what must I do? Minus, then it is minus positive 120 plus 160. If I substitute, look at this one. If I substitute the value k as 1, 40 plus 1 into 20, that is 120. 120 plus 40 is 160. Can you see that? That is this point, 160, because that is between 150 and 180. But in this question, our interval is from minus 90 to positive 90. So we don't want to find the x value of that point. Okay, anyway, the x value of this point, now we know that it is 160. Okay, but how can you find the x value of this point? So here whatever value we substitute for this k, we are not getting that point x value. Okay, so we have to find another method for that. Okay, so now for that what I'm going to do is look at this one. Sine 2x is equal to cos of x minus 30. Okay, sine 2x is equal to, we wrote that cos of x minus 30 as sine of 90 minus x minus 30. Okay, so from there what is that one? Let me write it here once more. That one, but this step. Okay, second step, sine 2x is equal to 90 minus minus 30, that is 90 plus 30. Am I right? So it is 120. So sine of 120, then minus into x is minus x. So listen once more. I just expand the bracket and write it in one step. That's all. 90 minus minus 30. You have to expand this bracket. Okay, inside bracket. So minus minus is positive. So 90 plus 30. 90 plus 30 is 120. Then minus into x is minus x. That is why here I wrote it like that. Okay. Now look at this one. Sine 2x is equal to sine of 120 minus x. So sine of 120 minus x means what is the sign here? It is positive. Otherwise they will write minus sine 120 minus x. Okay, it is nothing written like that. Minus sine 120 minus x. So if it is nothing written, it means that here the sign is positive. Okay, so sine is positive. Sine of an angle is positive an answer. So sine is positive in which quadrant? First quadrant. Sine is positive in the first quadrant and second quadrant. Am I right? First quadrant we already got the answer 40 plus. Okay. So what about the second quadrant? Second quadrant we can write 180 minus theta. Am I right? This is 180. So second quadrant 180 minus theta. Am I right? Okay. So here this one we can write 2x just like this one. Okay, but here there is a difference. Look at how I am going to write. 2x is equal to 180 minus 120 minus x. Why I wrote it like that? Because sine of an angle is positive. Okay, sine is positive in which quadrant? First and second quadrant. First quadrant we already got the answer 40 plus. That means acute angle, that is first quadrant. Okay, but what about the second quadrant? Second quadrant, how can you write? 180 minus theta. So here we wrote 2x is equal to, this 2x is equal to 180 minus this angle 120 minus x. Okay, so now what is that one? 2x is equal to 180 minus 120. Minus into 120 is minus 120. Minus into minus x is plus x. Take this x to this side. So 2x minus x. What is 2x minus x? X. Okay, is equal to, then here plus k 360. We are trying to find the general solution. Okay, 180 minus 120 is 60 plus k 360. So here we got another solution, that is x is equal to 60 plus k 360. So if I substitute the value k as 0, what is this one? When substitute k is equal to 0, then what is answer? X is equal to 60 plus 0 into 360, that is 0. So x is equal to 60. So it means that the next point, this point is not between 60 and 90. That is the mistake of the one that we drawn. Actually that point is exactly at 60. So here this point, this is 60. So this point is exactly at 60. So at this point x value is 60. That is why here we got the second x value as 60. Okay, so what are the x values we got between minus 90 and 90? At this point we got the x value as minus 80. Okay, so therefore x is equal to minus 80. Then at this point what is the x value? We got to 40. Am I right? Here 40. So the next x value is 40. Then at this point what is x value we got? 60. So next x value is 60. So it means that the x values where f of x is equal to g of x, these are the x values. Okay, so that is question number 6.3. Now let's move to the next question, question number 7. Okay, okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 7. Question number 7. What is that question? The diagram below shows a vertical netball PB. Player A is standing on the baseline of the chord, and then the angle of elevation from A to, okay, etc, etc. First let me draw that graph, that diagram given. So there is a diagram given like this. Okay, so this is the diagram given, and they are saying that this is a vertical, it's a pole, netball pole, okay, and this angle is y, and this distance is given as k, and one angle is given 100 degrees, and this angle is x, okay, and this one is one floor, so it means that this angle is 90 degree, even though it is not given. This is the ground, and this one is a vertical pole, so it means this angle is also 90 degrees, because it's on the, it's a vertical pole. Vertical pole means it's a parallel to the, I mean vertical to the ground, okay, so that angles are 90 degrees. Now what is the first question? Question number 7.1. Question number 7.1, show that BC is equal to K tan Y divided by tan X. So what do you want to show? Show that BC is equal to K tan Y, K times tan Y divided by tan X. It's a simple question. Yeah? You just want to understand what you want to find. Okay. So BC is equal to, where is BC? This one. BC is equal to K tan Y. They used this angle Y. Where is that angle Y? This triangle. And so it means that in this triangle they applied tan trigonometry, okay, and also we can see that tan X, so it means that they used this triangle also. That is why they got a combination of tan X and tan Y, okay. Anyway, let's try to find. So anyway, we have to use both of these triangle to get that answer, okay. So what about this tan Y, and K is here, okay. So what about tan Y? What is tan Y? Tell me, what is tan Y? Tan means opposite side by adjacent side. What is that? Is a definition of tan. Opposite side by adjacent side. Here, what is opposite side of this angle? That is PB. Okay. So PB divided by adjacent side. This is opposite side, and this is 90 degrees. So this one is hypotenuse. So what is adjacent side? That is K. Okay. So PB divided by K. Okay. So from there, what is PB? That cross multiply this one. That is K times tan of Y. I call that as equation number 1. So when I applied tan in this triangle tan Y, okay, I got PB. PB is equal to K tan Y. That is this one. Okay. Now I'm going to apply here also tan X. So in this triangle, I'm going to apply tan for this angle. Okay. So what is that one? So in this one is in triangle PBC. PBC. Okay. So what about the other one? Which triangle was that one? This is in triangle PBA. PBA. Okay. So now in triangle PBC, what is tan X? Definition is the same. Tan means opposite side by adjacent side. Okay. Here based on this this angle X, what is opposite side? PB. So it is PB divided by, what is adjacent side? Look at this one. This is 90 degree. That means this one is hypotenuse. So which one is adjacent side? BC, okay, divided by BC. So here you can see that you have to prove BC is equal to. So what I'm going to do is take this BC to this side and this tan x to this side. Okay. So what I'm going to do, excuse me, this BC I'm going to write it here and this tan x going to write it here. Okay. So BC is equal to PB divided by tan x. Okay, actually it's a cross multiplication, but now you don't want to write that much step, you are in grade 12. Okay, so this BC is division, so in this side it is multiplication, BC will come here if I want to take BC times tan x, so here it is times, so if I want to take this tan x to the other side, it is supposed to be division, that is why here it is division. Okay, so anyway, or just swap each other, anyhow you can understand that one. Okay, so BC is equal to PB by tan x. Okay, I call that as equation number 2. So now look at this one, PB is equal to K tan by, here PB, so we can substitute this PB as K tan by this one. Okay, so substitute excuse me, substitute equation number 1 in equation number 2. So I'm going to substitute this one here instead of this PB. Okay, so it means that, it implies that BC is equal to PB. PB is K tan y divided by tan x. So it means that BC is equal to K tan y divided by tan x. Okay, so that is question number 7.1. Now let's move to the next question, question number 7.2. Okay, now let's move to the next question, question number 7.2. 7.2, what is that one? Calculate the length of AC. Where is AC? You have to find this length, AC. Am I right? Okay, and what else is given? BC is equal to 4.73. So you have to find this length of this AC, and it is given that BC is 4.73 and K is equal to 3. That means this side is 3. How can you find, guys? You have to know the sine rule, cosine rule and area rule to do this type of questions. Okay, so here look at that triangle. This is our AC. Okay, you have to find this side, and it is, that this one is 4.73 and this one is 3, and the inclined angle also that it is 100. So which rule you have to apply? Cosine rule. Am I right? Two sides and the inclined angle also Okay, so it means that you have to apply cosine rule. So I'm going to apply cosine rule, AC. So it is AC square is equal to, how can you apply cosine rule? What is this one? B. Okay, so BC square plus AB square minus 2 into BC into AB into cos of that angle, that is angle B. Okay, so now substitute the values. We have to find AC. AC square is equal to, what is BC? 4.73. so 4.73 square plus, what is AB? 3. So it is 3 square minus 2 times 4.73 times AB, 3 times cos of 100. So it's a straightforward question. So take your calculator, try to find the answer of that one. Okay, so in your calculator you will get 6 points 36.4. So in your calculator you will get a 36.36. so that is AC square. Okay, so therefore what is AC? Square root of 36.36. so AC is equal to square root of the answer, that is 6.03. 6.03. So it means that the length of AC is 6.03, and that is the question. You have to find the length of AC. Okay, so guys, that's end of September 20 in 19 Eastern Cape. Okay, trigonometry section. I hope you understand very clearly. Thank you for watching. Keep on watching. Practice maximum number of questions. Okay, see you on the next lesson. Thank you. Bye.